Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, I have all my kits, guys. So look forward to my Spellbinders kits coming soon. Today, we're going to focus on the card kit. We're going to set the large die of the month kit, the small die of the month club kit, and then also the Glimmer kit. We're going to set those aside and focus on Dancing Santa. I missed last month's card kit. September. It was so stinking cute too, but I missed that. It's lost in post office land. But since I had moved, I haven't been getting any of my packages, and so I've been having a little battle with the post office. So I finally got this and I'm super excited. This is your cover sheet, tells you the contents of your kit, and then there's some inspiration on the back side that shows you how to put together your Dancin Santa, which I'm super excited about. I kind of showed a sneak peek over on my Instagram. If you guys seen me, I created a small video of him dancing. It's a little bit easier for you to see on Instagram because I was holding him vertical. He really does dance. It's so cute. If you guys get a moment, check it out. But let's continue with the cardstock. You can kind of see your color palette here. You get 1 gold and then 8 sheets of colored cardstock. And they're all the colors you need for Dancin Santa. You get your 10 envelopes, and they're A2 in size, along with your 10 card bases. They're pre-scored and folded. They're side folding. And again, these are A2. There's a little texture to them. So that's what we're going to use to create our 10 cards. Following this video, guys, I did create my 10 cards, so click on that link and it'll take you directly to it. Okay, this is your Dancin Santa stamp set, which is nice because there's a couple sentiments in here that you can use on the inside of your cards. I know often, I think we need those for Christmas cards because we send out so many. I think you could probably get carpal tunnel if you wrote a note in every single card that you sent out. So having the inside sentiments are really nice. Okay, we're going to take a look at the 6x6 paper pad. You get 40 sheets, 20 different patterns, 2 of each pattern. I like to just trim off the plastic from my packaging, and then I can just slide in my pattern paper when I'm done, and I can put my scraps in there also. But some of them do have gold accent on them. There is a lovely color palette. These have little gold polka dots in there, little confetti pieces that looks like, but there's pinks and blues and traditional reds, and love this. There's even some black and white stripes, which are nice. There's some holly berries and wreaths and Christmas lights, two-tones, multicolored ornaments, poinsettias. You get a little bit of everything with this kit. And then you get your candy cane stripes, which is really nice. So that's your paper pack. We'll set this aside, and then next we're going to take a look at our die cut pack. I love these kits because everything coordinates, and it's just so fun creating with them. I'm zooming in, and then I am going to eventually speed up the process, but in the die cut pack this month, you get 2 of each, and they're stinking cute. They coordinate with your pattern paper beautifully, and also with your stamp set. And then there's just a little bit of everything. So here you can see I'm in hyperdrive, but you get tags and banners and candies and presents, and you get Christmas ornaments. And again, following my unboxing here, I know it's a little late for the unboxing, but I did want to share it with you anyway, because usually during my unboxings when I show you how to put together the die cut pieces, and so that's why I just continued with the unboxing. But you even get border strips, which are nice, and they're embellished with some gold detail on there, which is really nice. Christmas trees, lots of sentiments. Some of them are in thought bubbles, and you even get a little car. You also get just snowflakes, you name it, and it's in there. So lots of these. I'm going to put these back in the package, and then we're going to continue on with the rest of the kit. I always love Spellbinders kits, and I'm not just saying that. I love them because there's so much you get in these kits. I mean, the die set alone, I think, is an amazing value. Okay, this month you get some puffy sentiment stickers. The sentiments are almost like epoxy. They're not really puffy, but the candies in this are puffy. But you get lots of sentiments in there that coordinate with your colored cardstock. And then you also get some chipboard stickers. You get front and back Christmas trees, sentiments. You can get a little cute little reindeer, which I fell in love with. He's actually in the stamp set too. If you want to use him as a coloring guide, you could. Candy cane on the back and a wreath, and lots of tags in there. You also get some puffy stickers in the same pretty colors, and then there's sentiments in here too, which are nice. So those are your little puffy stickers. Next you get your foam adhesive and your double-sided tape, and then we're going to you get some red sequins, and they're different sizes, which are really nice. You get some small and some large. So if you want to make a shaker card, you very well could. You get lots of them in there. Okay, these are your dies. Dies, you get 12 in total, and then there's 2 sentiments in here. Now the sentiments are special because one of them says I love cookies, the other one says you better not pout, and they come with a thought bubble. The nice thing is you can use the thought bubble on your own. You can even stamp your sentiment in it from your stamp set, but the piece that makes it a thought bubble and not just an oval, well, that piece is nice because you can customize it. Sometimes images are facing the right, so you want the thought bubble to the right. You see here? And the sentiment inlay in that oval, so you could die cut them out together and it creates that piece that says I love cookies. I also die cut out one with I love cookies with white cardstock. No, actually it's the pale pink in the card kit. And then the background I die cut out without the sentiment, so it's just a black oval. Okay, I did keep the heart when I die cut out the I love cookies. You could die cut out with red cardstock, but I wanted pink and red, so I'm just using my Copic marker to color in that little heart, and then our heart's good to go. But that little piece, that little triangle piece, is customizable, so you could make it going to the left or to the right, or you can even create your I love cookies without it. So I love that that's an option there. I'm adding a little dot of glue. I'm placing my I love cookie piece on top of the black cardstock. I added a dot of glue, and then we're going to inlay that little red heart that we colored in. And then I'm going to lift up my I love cookie sentiment. So my heart is basically positioned where I want it to go. But I like dimension, so we're going to add foam adhesive on the reverse side of the pale pink I love cookie piece here. And then we're going to add this to our black oval background here. Isn't that so cute? I fell in love with the colors of this kit, and in Santa, well, I love this kit. I love Christmas cards too. Okay, we're going to add our little triangle for the bottom of our thought bubble here, or a word bubble, and it is good to go. Okay, after our sentiment is done, we are going to start to build our Santa. I die cut out a space piece with the pale pink cardstock. There is a little score line when you die cut this out on the very top of his head. You want to add glue just above that, and then you can add the hat. And it will line up left to right, kind of like a puzzle piece, so you know exactly where to put it. Now, after I have my hat adhered, we're going to go ahead and add the white piece that goes on the bottom of his hat, the fluff piece. I like dimension, so we're going to do layers. Now, of course, if you don't want to do the thin strip of foam adhesive, you could just glue it down, but I'm going to pop up this piece for a little dimension. And he looks cute. He would make a cute little elf just like that. I thought, wow, he looks like an elf. But that's another option you could do too. I'm going to add a small piece of foam tape to the ball of his hat, remove the release paper, and then we'll die cut this out. The die that will die cut out Santa's beard, the cuffs of his gloves, the cuff of his coat, and then also the cuff of his hat is all on one die. So you just place that die on white cardstock and all your whites die cut, and I thought that was really neat. When you die cut out his face, you can color in his eyes or die cut it out with black cardstock. I found it easier just to add glue behind his face and then add a strip of black cardstock. Okay, I want to rosy up his cheeks a little bit more. His face is pink, but we're going to add a little rosy cheeks. So I'm using a pink Copic marker, and I'm adding some little rosiness there. Next, I'm going to add a little bit of glue to what looks like Santa's ears there, and a dot on his chin. And then I want to take his beard, and I'm directly adhering it to his face. Now I want dimension for the beard. So to do that, after I have his beard adhered, we're going to die cut out another one of those pieces with white cardstock. So we're going to actually have two Santa hat rims, two coat rims, two beards. But this beard we're popping up with foam adhesive and we're placing it over the existing beard that we just glued down. And I love the way that looks. Just a little added dimension, but you get the stability of the piece underneath it, underneath his face here. I'm going to use my C1 Copic marker. It's a very light gray. I'm going to add a little shading to his beard and to the white areas on Santa's face. So cute. Okay, next you're going to take the piece that you die cut out with the pale pink cardstock. This is his nose. And I wanted to darken it up a little bit. So I'm going to use that same Copic marker that I used for Santa's cheek and just color in this little piece. This little piece will die cut out with the Santa's face. So when you die cut out Santa's face, that little nose is with it. So I'm just darkening that little pink nose. Now I want his nose to be dimensional, so I'm adding a small piece of foam adhesive where his nose should be, and then I'll just place his nose right on top so it's the same height as his beard, and so his face is basically dimensional. I love the way that looked. That's Santa's list. We'll work on that in just a minute. We better finish Santa's body here. So that's the sentiment. We're going to set that aside. This is his belt buckle. Belt buckle I die cut out twice, one with gold cardstock for this little piece. Has a little S on Santa's belt buckle, which is adorable, and then I also die cut it out with black cardstock. Since I have that black belt buckle, I'm going to use it for a little added dimension. So I'm just adding glue and placing that where his buckle should be on that black piece. I'm going to add a little glue on top of that, and then we're going to add this gold piece right on top. So we have a little dimension with this buckle. I am going to later on flip that over and add foam adhesive behind it. Along with that white part of his coat also. Now we're going to work on his body. We have the little the white piece that goes on his coat. We're going to add his belt buckle first, and then we'll add the little white piece to his coat, and just kind of tucking it right below the buckle. And you're going to need a little bit of that red area underneath the coat, because that's where you're going to add his legs. I'm going to add a little shading with my red Copic markers. We're going to do it to his hat and then also to his jacket. There's a score line right in the center of his body piece where his jacket is. We're going to kind of intensify that and also do a little bit of shading. I'm going to use 3 different shades of Copic markers just to make Santa a little bit more dimensional than he already is. You can skip this if you wanted to, but I like that just a little added detail. Here we're going to go around the buckle and then go over that score line too. So his body is good to go. Now we're going to set his little body aside, and then we are going to work on his legs. Since we've got the markers out and doing some shading, I'm going to shade his pant legs also. I'm just going to use those same 3 markers and then add a little shading to his legs. It looks kind of funny, but when you put them all together, oh my gosh, he is adorable. I'm going to add the darkest just to the outside here and just continue with my 3 shades. And so Santa's legs are ready to go. Next, I do want his shoes to have a little dimension to kind of balance him out. So I'm cutting some very small pieces of foam tape and putting him over on the bottom where his boots are going to be. And then I'm going to remove the release paper and we're going to add his black boots right on top of that foam adhesive. There's those little foam squares. And again, if you don't want to fuss with the foam being that small, you could just glue down his little boots right over his legs. It's like a puzzle. It fits perfectly on there. Now, I do want to mention that these little pieces here, I die cut out, remember, 2 of his beards. And when you die cut out 2 of his beards, you're going to have 2 ends to his hat. You're going to have 2 little glove cuffs. So rather than throwing those little glove cuffs away, I'm going to use them for his boots. So this Dancin Santa is going to have some snazzy boots. I thought they fit perfectly, and it does, since they're curved, it fit perfectly over those boots. And I love the way this turned out. So there's an option too. These are actually meant, guys, for his gloves, but they work great for boots too. And again, I have 2 of those, so we might as well put them to good use. Okay, so his bottom half is all good to go. Now we need to give him some arms. I think this little die set was so thought out. I think that's what I love about Spell. They think of everything. I did add the little cuffs to his arms, and so his arms are good to go. I do need to add a little shading to his arms so it matches the rest of him. But I just add a dot of glue to the end of his arm, and then I just tap it to the body of my Santa here, and it'll pick it right up. And then he can have his hands straight, one up, one down, both up, high-fiving. That's what I love about these. Super neat. We're going to place them a little bit different. Slightly. Kind of looks the same now, but it's a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead and use my same coat of markers and do a little shading. And then our Santa body is good to go. Now those 2 little red pieces, those, when you die cut out Santa's arms, those are with it. Now I'm going to show you what those do in just a minute, but I think this is so smart. We're first going to put together his presents. Super easy to do. I die cut out one with a pale blue that was in the cardstock this month, and then one with the darker green cardstock. And then we're going to flip-flop the tops of the presents. Just add a little bit of glue. I'll add the blue top to the green base, and then I'll also add the green top to the blue base. And then our presents are good to go. I did go ahead and add a little bit of stripe detail, make it a little bit of a fancy wrapping paper to those 2 presents, and then I went ahead and add foam adhesive behind there, so they're good to go too. So those are your presents. Now we're going to go ahead and work on our Santa list. You get lots of little accent pieces, which are neat. Now this will die cut out 2 pieces. One of the pieces are meant to fold over, and I'm not in camera view. I apologize for that, but you just add a thin, there's a score line on the smaller piece. You want to score it, and then you want to attach it to the bottom of your paper. Just add a little bit of glue, and then it'll curl up. So you know how Santa's list is kind of scrolled? That's what this does. Super neat. I'm going to give it a little aged look by adding a little bit of my C1 marker to the edges here. And then, since it looks like a blank list, Santa needs a naughty nice list. So we're going to bring in a black Jelly Roll pen and just add some squiggly lines and add some names to his list. Super easy, but isn't that cute how it curls up? And you know what? You can have that list on the top or on the bottom. It's just your preference. I think it looks better on the bottom, but if it doesn't flow right, you can add it. You see this? This is actually one of Santa's gloves, guys. If you were to put this Santa's list on Santa's arm, covering up his other hand, it looks like he's wrapping his hand around the list. How cute is that? I mean, I think that's so smart. You could put that little piece on the end of a present, and so he'll be holding a present. You could do it to anything. I thought that was so neat. Love that. So those are little hand options, which are nice. Okay, let's build our Santa. We're almost done. I do have a very thin strip of white cardstock. Now you want it a little bit thinner than Santa's legs here. You're going to add a foam square. I have these small foam squares from Spellbinders, but you want something that's a little bit smaller than that circle, guys. So if you have different foam squares or foam rounds, make sure it's a little bit smaller than that circle. I am going to add some glue to Santa's head, and I thought we'd give him a little character by tilting it just a little bit so he's tilted. Kind of gives him a little whimsical look. Now next, I'm going to add, I don't have no adhesive behind Santa. I'm just using basically that foam square that we used in the center of Santa's legs to adhere Santa's body. And that is it. That's the card kit this month, guys. Following this video will be my 10 cards. So just click on the very top video. It'll take you directly to that, and it shows you Santa's, my Dancin' Santa is the first card that I create. You'll see how cute he is. But thanks for joining me. I wish you a fabulous day, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.